Hi, I am Miss Delia Zain. Welcome to the DZ Mini Series. The topic of this video is Online Platforms, Tutorial and Flow for the module Critical and Creative Thinking March 2020 for FNBE Tutorial Section 12 and Section 14 and maybe Section 13. Let me start by explaining the structure of this module. The two main persons teaching CCTS are Mr. Charles Sharman Naidu and Mr. Paul Nixon. Mr. Charles will lead the FIB and FICM group and Mr. Paul will lead FNBE, FIA and FID Foundation. Ms. Sarah will help Mr. Charles and Mr. Paul with the tutorials, and I will be tutoring two tutorial groups from FNBE. As we can see here, Mr. Paul is the lead lecturer and all formal documentation instruction will be from him. So we have to follow whatever Mr. Paul tells us to do. For your information, there's about 70 plus FNBE students, and they will be divided into 4 tutorial groups or sections. As you can see, Ms. D will be monitoring Section 12 and Section 14. As for Section 13, we will need to wait for finalized confirmation whether the student will join my class or Mr. Paul's class, or it could still maintain as it is, and this item will need to be reconfirmed, so please be patient. As you know, because of the COVID-19 virus and the movement control order, tailors will be conducting online classes from week 1 till week 8. Therefore, in this video, I will explain to you about the execution of online platforms and the flow of activities for announcement and communication, lectures and briefing, tutorials, e-portfolio, and submissions of assignments. Announcement and communication of all formal documentations such as lectures, assignment brief, and submission links will be uploaded on time by Mr. Paul. Facebook and Facebook Messenger will be used for reminders, urgent and impromptu notification, and for two-way communication to assist with the class management. Lectures and briefing of assignments will be pre-recorded videos and will be uploaded 2 times by Mr. Paul. I will upload some important and supporting documentation on FB group 2 to 4 hours after the lecture session if necessary or if I have something interesting to share. I will not be available online during the lecture because I have another class going on at the same time. For tutorial session, the teleconferencing will be conducted in a smaller group of 6 to 8 students on Microsoft Teams. At times, the meetings could be in a bigger group to suit the situation. It is best for us to be able to see visually each other during the session, therefore please make sure your video is working if possible. Discord, Zoom, and Facebook Messenger will be used as an alternative platform if required. Example for those who have some technical issues or do not have a laptop, a desktop, or even iPad. Each students are required to set up an online e-portfolio using Wix as mentioned by Ms. Shazrini in her ENBE class. I will share later the items that I would like you to have on the portfolio and I will show you some examples. Do set up the portfolio by week 4. Submission of assignment will be uploaded onto students' individual Google Doc folder and students are to submit the folder link to a Google online form on times when required. Your tasks involve Google a lot and it's best to have a Google account. For softwares that may be used for the assignments are PowerPoint and Google Site, YouTube to submit your verbal presentation, or PDF to submit any type of presentation or documents. And if you need to edit any images, student may use Pixlr Editor online. Please note that students are not limited to this software only. Other than Facebook Messenger, students can contact me through my emails, the tailor's email and my Gmail address. Please send any messages to both emails. So, what is a tutorial session? Each module and maybe each course would treat tutorial differently. So for CCTS, the tutorial session is used for two things. One is for discussion, monitoring, and to guide students with their assignments. And the other is the session will be used for mini workshop or how-to tutorials. Remember, tutors can only advise and give comments during tutorial, but tutors are not required to give you answers or do your work for you. Tutorials will be conducted on Microsoft Teams, and unfortunately it is only for 2 hours. For each tutorial session, it will be divided into 4 subgroups with almost equal numbers of students. Each subgroup will be able to discuss with Ms. D for maximum of 30 minutes. Each week, we will rotate the queue for the tutorial session. However, everyone should be online from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. or from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Because the timing and schedule is tight for the tutorial session, as mentioned earlier, you are required to submit your progress on Sunday before 10 p.m. You will need to set up a Facebook album and upload your progress as JPEG files to the album. I will then review your document. I will also browse the Facebook album and sometimes comment directly onto the album. On Monday for tutorial, I will give my feedback during the Microsoft Teams session. I will share on screen and discuss the item that you have posted on your Facebook album. So make sure that all documents are on this Facebook album. And if you were to add any additional information or documents, I allow that to happen, but make sure before 10 p.m. on Sunday, the main thing has been uploaded to that album. Okay, so any additional item is just minor, just to support certain things. It's okay to upload after 10 p.m. on Sunday. Okay, so after the tutorial, so you will revise and improve your work. Okay, improve your work or continue with your progress as commented by Ms. D. So during this tutorial session, it's best that you write my comment and make sure that you follow step by step what you have to do next. Okay? Okay, if you still don't know what you're supposed to do, I will tell you what you're supposed to do for tutorials. Okay? From the brief, you are supposed to read and follow the instruction. Ms. D and Mr. Paul will give you some instruction of what you have to do during the for the tutorials and what you're supposed to do part of the assignment brief. Okay, so then most of the time for the assignment, you have to actually draw or put your ideas and progress on papers. You have to write it. Okay, or sometimes you have to make things depending on the situation. Anyway, if you were to write some of your ideas, it is best to do it in visual note-taking style or sketch noting, and I will post up on FB group some of the videos tutorial about visual note-taking and sketch noting. Okay? Then, when you're finished, you scan or take a picture of your work, okay, and make sure it's an image file. Then you upload the image to your FB album that is in the CCTS Miss D FB group on Sunday before 10 p.m. Then I will review it, okay? Then after I review it, okay, because it's going to make me understand your work better, okay, I have time to look at it and have to review it. So during tutorial, Miss D will share the images that have been shared on your on the screen of the Microsoft Teams of your album for discussion purposes with everyone. Okay, so why do I do that? Is because when I give tutorial or when I give feedback to, let's say, for student A, okay, and it's actually openly given, student B will learn as well from that tutorial session or from my feedback. Okay, so then this is actually like mass learning. You will learn from other people's mistake or maybe from what they have done well. Okay, learning by example. As a summary, I have tabulated for you the flow of activities and platforms that we use for this module by days. Okay. Sunday before 10 p.m. submission of tutorial progress on FB album. Monday 12 p.m. tutorial session 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. section 14. Students are required to be on Teams for tutorial. Monday 2 p.m. tutorial session 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. section 12 or maybe section 13 as well. Students are required to be on Microsoft Teams for tutorial. Tuesday 4 p.m. official class starts on times by Mr. Paul. Students should be watching the uploaded lectures and documents on times or as instructed by Mr. Paul. Finally, I would like to advise and remind you of these 5 items. Number 1. It is your responsibility to check and try these platforms and software before class starts. If you have any issues, tell me as soon as possible. I will try my best to accommodate and give solutions. Number 2. Remember to use your real name and recognizable name so that it's easier to pronounce and identify for attendance purposes. And do provide professional and clear photo of you on all platforms, not just for this module. Number 3. As good practice, do respect and acknowledge the messages or notices with a like or noted or a simple thank you. That will be great. Number 4. It is okay if I can't see a video of your face. However, the most important thing during tutorial is for me to be able to see your documents, okay, the Facebook albums and the photos, etc. Do inform me in advance if you have any issue to be online or to participate or to submit your work or any technical issues. And lastly, number 5, please do not share any obscene or inappropriate or insulting content or comments, and do mind your language. And I will upload the good practice of online teleconferencing on Times and FB group. And that is all for DZ mini series. I hope that this gave you an overview of how this semester will run online for CCTS tutorial session for my group. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to contact me on Facebook Messenger or my email. Thank you.